survivor. I will survive, I will survive. And I'm a firm believer. We'll forever shine, just to stay alive. That simple means it. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can control me sick. I will not allow negativity. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can, nobody can. Everybody show me some strength. No weakness, show me a better power. Strength, no weakness, show them who we are. Strength, no weakness, show me a better power. Everybody strength, no weakness, show them who we are. And when you roll, your enemies they must tremble. Your enemies they must tremble. Yo, and when you roll, everything has to humble. Everything has to humble. I'm a go-getter. I just go hard, I just go hard. And I'm a kind of fella. Put my trust in God, put my trust in God. That simple means it. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can control me sick. I will not allow negativity. Nobody can hold me, man. Nobody can drain my energy. Nobody can, nobody.
This is Ridelaong Live, where everyone has a story to tell.
You gotta be firm in this time, son.
Ridelaong family, welcome to the ride. Welcome to Tuesday on the ride. Yeah, welcome to Tuesday on the ride. As you come in, go ahead and share up the thing and say, I share. I have a special gift for all you today. I have a special gift for all you today, right? Hear what it is. So, I was shopping today, and I know you guys say, why is it dark? And I'm wearing shades. This is not a shades, by the way. This is not a dark shades, by the way. This is a futuristic shades. You don't get that like in Bobby's or down on Jamaica Avenue or in Flatbush. You don't get it like that. This is a futuristic shades, meaning that I could tell your future. Like I could tell your future. Like I could look into the chat and I could tell your future. And I could tell some about all your future just now. Seriously. So come in and share the program. Share the program. We have a lot to discuss, including on this program here today. We have a gentleman by the name of Mark Cook. And guys, I promise you, this is one of the most touching story you would ever hear on the ride. No joke, no joke, no joke. So as you come in, go ahead and share the thing. And I'm going to reveal some of all your future with my future shades. I'm going to tell you all about all your future because I could see it. I could start seeing it. I could start seeing it. Seriously. Doreen, you want me to tell you yours? Share the program. I'm only going to listen. I'm telling the future of people who share. Who share, all you got to share, and then I start reading all your... you see, I'm getting the vibe already. I'm getting... Ooh! See, I'm getting all of it already. Share the program, share it. Share it once or twice and invite a few friends. And I go tell all your future, Jordan, my future shade. This is not no bootleg stuff. This is the real deal stuff. Yes. serious things. Let me start a watch party as well. Ian Baker, how you doing? Big up yourself. Ian Baker, you share. Win some slow come, how you doing? You share? Win some slow come, always sharing. Big up yourself. Win some slow come and the whole ride along team. Lois JJ, Deanne Fraser, Gail, Kibbs, everybody, more, everybody. Doreen Mark. I go tell all your future, Jed. I'm about to tell all your future with my future shades before I bring on my next guest. I go tell all you some of all your future. Just keep sharing. Just keep sharing, and I go pick somebody at random just now. I go pick somebody at random just now and read out all your whole future. All your whole, like I just seen it. I seen it. Hold on, let me start. Hold on, let me start a watch party. After I start this watch party, I'll come back and tell all you what I see. After I start this watch party, I'll come back and tell all you what I see. I see a lot of things. Wow. All right. All right. So, Gail, what's up? All right. Let me go. Joan Duncan. I just get a inspiration. You see the shades just give me some vibe for Joan Duncan. Right, Joan? Hey, Joan, you go like what I'm about to tell you. The magic futuristic shade just told me something that I should tell you. You go find love. You're about to find love, Joan. Joan, the person that you've been telling and putting aside and telling them, no, you know this and you know that and stay away, that is the person you're about to find love. Joan, don't leave the love waiting at the door. Go and find it. That's what the shade's telling me. That's what the shade's telling me to tell you, Joan. Yeah. Joan, you're about to find the love, Joan. You're about to find the love. You will find the love very soon, Joan. Joan Duncan, that's you. Yes, I'll just see. It's not a bootleg stuff. Charmaine Bernard. Listen, the shades tell me something to tell you that I have to share with you, Charmaine Bernard. This is not a bootleg thing. Charmaine Bernard, you go get a lot of money. You about to get a lot of money. Trust me. You see, like within the next week, money. Just say money. Real money, Charmaine. So just when you get a little something, you know what I like. I need a computer, I need a charger, I need some lights. So when you get your big stack and pile, hook up your boy. Yeah. Joan doing big thing, man. Joan Duncan doing big things. Charlene Mark, pick up yourself. How are you doing? I serious. Yeah, Charmaine, money. Spell it out. Money, yeah. A lot, a whole lot. a whole lot. Guys, I go read out the rest of all your fortune at the end. So I'll stick around for that. I'm reading everybody fortune coming on later to the end. So I'll stick around for that. Alright, Charlene Mark, how you big up yourself? Sherry Ann Marshall, big up yourself. You in the house. Janelle Edwards, big up yourself. Charmaine Bernard, you getting money all over. Yeah. Again a vibe. Janelle Andrew. There's somebody in here called Janelle Andrew. You see Janelle Andrew, you go travel. Wherever you are right now, you're not gonna be living there for a while. You go travel out there. So wherever you are now, you're gonna be someplace else in a few months. Trust me. Take what I'm telling you, the shades. Anyway, guys, let me go on with the program. There's a lot to discuss. A whole lot to discuss. Guys, at the end of the program, I'm gonna give you guys more on that, right? My next guest is in Trinidad and Tobago right now. His name is Mr. Mark Coke. I first learned of Mark Coke just a few days ago when my producer Lois JJ brought it to my attention. And she basically said that we have to and must feature this young man. Now, Mark, as a lot of us, as a lot of people, went through trials and tribulations in life, went through ups and downs in life, because life is not a highway. Life is like a hills and valleys and turbulence on old road and gravel road, and life is not just a smooth road. So he went through one of those turbulence part in his life, in his early life, that led him to make some decisions that probably wasn't the most popular decisions, probably not the most favorite decisions recommended by his parents, but he made his decisions and he paid for that decision. Now, Mark is here with us to tell his story of that transitional period in his life, what happened to him, and where he is now. I want you guys to take a quick look at a piece of Mark's story. This is a clip from Hardcore News Trinidad and Tobago. This is what Mark just shared with Hardcore News. Check this clip out right now.
Yeah, when I was shot, I get shot close range. It was bullet 2 inches away from my heart, and it went down. It broke 3 ribs, fractured my lungs, and it stopped. I guess stuck between my kidney and my liver. But right now, you understand me? Is knowing that bullet there, knowing that you understand me, that is poisonous, is very hazardous to my system. This is a catechol. This is why it's used to urinate and stuff like that. This youth, if it is you living a life of crime and I get shoot and stuff like that, it's two places you end up. Either in jail, be dead, or paralyzed like me. Understand me? I was a bully. You understand me? I was a bully and now look what I use in a catechol. You understand me? These things will get taken away from me. At a young age, I was 26 when this happened. You understand me? So you stop the life of crime. Stop living, listen to your mother. Because if it did have a chance again to do it all over again, I will listen to my mother and my father.
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, that is Mr. Mark Coke himself. Mark, welcome to Ride Along Live. How are you doing, sir?
Hi, pleasant good night. By the grace of God, everyone who's tuned in, God bless, and you and your family and friends.
Absolutely. Mark, I know coming on sharing the story and reliving, regurgitating the past is sometimes very difficult, right? So I want you to know that uh, I, we as a platform is not here to judge your decisions that you made. We all understood that we all made decisions in our life that we are not proud of. So this is not where we're going to judge you and based on what you've done and based on what you happened to you in your life. And I think by sharing your story, it would allow younger people to understand why they should not make the same mistake that you made. So we'd like to welcome you on the program and start by telling us a little bit about yourself, Mark.
Again, good night, everyone who's tuned in and everything. My name is Mark Cook. I'm 33 years of age. I'm from Sandy. I reside in Trinidad and Tobago, but I'm from Grandy, and I was born a Seventh Adventist and stuff like that. And we are all we're born in sin and shaped in iniquity and our backside. And growing up, my past wasn't no gold and no silver and stuff like that. My past was tough due to the fact that I was raised by loving parents, but it turned out that my dad used to abuse my mom, and my mom took it on, and seeing that she took it on and stuff like that, it took a toll on me because the abuse my mom used to get, I was traumatized by it, and children does adapt and do whatever they see. No, but I never lash a woman in my life. I'm 32 years old. I don't condone that, and I don't promote that. But at the end of the day, my life was very tough. I wouldn't say I had the best of life. That is why I end up turning to the streets for fatherly guidance and stuff like that. And it was schooling and stuff like that. It wasn't no. I never graduated from Harvard. I had to drop out of school, and it wasn't no peaches and cream. It wasn't peaches and cream.
You
I may
mentioned
say.
you mentioned Mark about um, early growing up and not having fatherly figure
Fatherly
that's
figure
more
at home.
in your life, and what you saw with your mother being abused by your father. Do you think that that was one of the main reasons that made you look towards the street for that guidance?
Yeah, that was one of the main reasons. I may say, son look to the streets for the fatherly guidance, because in the streets you intend to get everything. Anything that you want, anything that your heart requires, you can get in the street. That is what I was taught. And that's why, the rules, no snitching, no telling, no whatever, and stuff like that. So I will say that had to not having a father at home and seeing what I saw, and that age, like from one coming up, and not having that fatherly figure, that fatherly love, and that man are wrong. And don't get me wrong, my dad was a wrong, but for how long? Yeah,
Tell us about and I know you guys were saying earlier that you was hearing a feedback. We're working on fixing that audio feedback um, as we go through the program, because I think it's very important that we take in this program very closely, and also for the parents to have their kids watch this program, because this is a story that basically would, the aim and intention is to let them see what it is, the life on the street, see what it is, the life that he lived, and see how it impact him, and hopefully they don't go ahead and make the same the decision that that he made in his life. All right, Mark, tell us about school. How was that for you? You mentioned that you was a bully. You mentioned that you were, you gravitated to that life. How was school? And when you say a bully, what do you really mean? Were you active in
not
fighting? Were you
really,
just someone that was just
not
involved
not
in
not not, not
beating
really,
people?
not really, no,
What is being a bully mean?
not really being per se a big tough macho bully, like, I was just advantageous. I used to just advantage people. But my schooling, primary school, I went through it normal. I went through primary school. I never get bullied in primary school and stuff like that. And I never. But I got into a lot of fights. Boys will always be boys. Growing up, you know, pelting big stone, pomerac fight, water bag fight, and stuff like that. And that was my pitching marbles, tree hole, um, fish. But school and stuff like that was normal to me. Primary school was normal to me. Yeah, primary school was just normal.
Yeah, and tell us about the age and the time and the point in time that you decided that, you know what, this is just not, I need more. I need to do more. I need to graduate to another level. I need to look to the friends that and the love that I don't have at home. I need to look to the street. At what age did you make that decision? And how was that induction? How did you get inducted? Did you have a friend that pulled you on, put you onto it? Or how was that graduation into the life of the streets?
Well, let me see how I could break this down in parts so everyone could get a clear understanding. At the age of 13, from 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 primary school, for standard five, I was popular. I was the only one in my class graduated in a Kangal, furs, and a clerks. So my popularity it grew from standard five, and from standard five now I went into form one. And when I was in form one now, I was more popular because them back then was canting and whatnot. So now is chasing girls and hustling. That was the age as 13, 14. That was that age and stuff like that. And getting myself in caught up on whatever the case may be. But my part with crime and stuff like that is when it is my mom was going through so much stuff down here with my dad and stuff like that. My dad leaving home and he wasn't around and she had to. So she ended up residing to United States of America. And when I went when she took us, my sister was raped at the age of 15. No, at the age of 14, 15, she was raped. And my mom took us to America. That was in 2000, August. And when we was living there now, it was from house to house to house to house to house. And America is a big place, right? And me now as a guy, coming out from Trinidad, a youth coming out from Trinidad, leaving my friends back home and stuff like that, and seeing all these things in America, seeing nice girls, nice cars, McDonald's, this. It was like a kid in a candy store, may say, right? My eyes get open wide. And at the age of 15, when I was living Camden, New Jersey, it had some guys around the neighborhood, wherever they came opposite me. I was living Liberty Street. To anyone who know Camden, New Jersey, Liberty Street, that is downtown. And we went on a carjacking, and when it is we went on a carjacking now, it was breaking open cars and stuff like that. I say a prayer, and that is how it is. I did turn to the streets. At that point in time, I saw, you understand me, the money, I saw this, I saw that, and I gravitated at that point in time. And that Pacific date, I have a good remembrance. And that Pacific date, it was December 18, 2001. That is when I committed my first crime. Yeah.
Sorry guys. Yeah, I know you guys not hearing me now. You know, guys wasn't hearing me, but you hear me now. We're working on the feedback. We're making sure that you guys hearing Mark's story because it is so touching, and everyone need to hear this. All right, everyone need to hear this. Mark, you said you commit your first crime. What was that crime? What did you do? Hold on. Sorry. Go ahead. I have to keep muting back and forth. Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, we broke open into a car in Pensoken. And when we was breaking open to the car, it was a Chrysler. No, it was a Pontiac. It had rims and stuff like that on it. And when we was breaking open to the car, the person saw and they ended up calling the Pensoken police, well the Cherry Hill police, and they end up coming and stuff like that. I remember that is suburban area, so three young black guys, two black and one Hispanic, and we was out there, you understand me, bong, so the police and them end up locking me up, and I end up going to the detention center.
Right. And you know, I always sorry, the feedback is crazy. I always try to understand the mindset, right? At that point in time, when you are going through the process, breaking into the car or thinking about it or planning it, did you think in the back of your head that quite possibly that you might get caught, quite possibly that you would be arrested, quite possibly that you'll be injured if the person catch you? Did that come to mind?
Well, in that sense, when you're going through that, you don't want to go negative. You want to go positive, right? So all we talking, I was thinking about, yeah, this lick and we will get you with this lick, and you know, nobody wasn't thinking about getting locked up. Nobody wasn't thinking about, you understand? Because when you go on the block, they will say, people will say, they will say, nah, can't go on no see anything because he negative police. He have a police vibes, and you know. So we never used to think about that. We used to just think about games too.
So it was a peer pressure. You were peer pressured, or you were part of the peer pressure of doing this, eliminating the thought of getting caught, being arrested, because your peer might look at you like you're a coward, or you're small, or you're not up to the crime. Yeah.
Yeah, up to the crime. Yeah.
Now, after you got arrested at that point, of course, it happened. You got arrested. Did you? Did that deter you to say, you know what? That's not what I want to do, man. I want to go down that road again. It was horrible. We got caught. It could have been worse. Was that a deterrent?
To be honestly speaking, when I get locked up, and the first time I went into the detention center and I saw how it was and stuff like that, I was type of way frightened. And I say, well, you see me? I ain't not gonna do this again. Huh? This is not what my mother would like of me and whatever the case may be. And I say I give up on this. And when it is I was released January the 3rd, I was released after New Year's, couple of days after New Year's. And I was on the house monitor on the bracelet, the foot bracelet. Those same friends again. I found it was too bored being inside. I said, but I on this box, I can't get no money, nobody not my friends and I'm outside. Why is I can't be outside? That's what was going through my mind. Why is I not outside? You know? So at night now, and then it had limitations. You have to call the people and them with the box and tell them you're going out for this hour, and that was frustrating to me. It was like holding me down. You understand? And while that was happening now, my friends, coming boy, come outside, like and I end up going outside and staying outside. And when it's like stayed outside now, that was it. That is when like I officially jumped off the porch, as they say. I stood outside.
Why you mean? Why you mean you officially jump off the porch?
That I was going to be deeper in crime, deeper into the streets. So I jumped up to the porch, like I really jump off the porch now because my friends and them, they're I see them having cars, girls, different Jordan, different this, different that. And I'm inside and I say my like board white and this monitor, and I end up violating it. And when I violate it now, they lock me up again. When they lock me up again, I got put in a community service thing where you go to school and whatever the case may be. Me and a guy fought. I violate that. They lock me back up again. When they lock me back again now, I did a couple of years. No, I did a couple of months fighting. You know. After that, when I came home now, it went from hijacking cars into selling heroin. And when I went to start to sell heroin now, higher heights I went.
So it is sad to hear your story of the evolution. Is like the evolution of the crime, um and to where you are right now. But it comes back again, Mark, because is you evidently understood that what you was doing, how you was moving up, that is it's not right. It doesn't feel right. It's like you on remote control, controlled by your friends, controlled by your peers, controlled by your ego, and you need to get more things and cars and what they have and what this have. But in the back of your mind, you have to be seriously thinking, nah, I'm gonna end up either dead or freaking in a wheelchair or something. Was that ever a deterrent?
Those thoughts, as I said, those are elusive thoughts. Those thoughts doesn't even come to you. You know, the most they might say, you will get locked up and you will come back right back out, you know, and you go hold it down while you incarcerated, you know, you go stab a couple of people, you go hold it down, you ain't gonna be no call no champ, you ain't gonna be called no punk from your neighborhood and stuff like that. But to say like those things going through your head and you get being paralyzed and you're getting shot and whatever the case may nah, those things, you know, all was on my yeah, we wanna get trying to get this 100 million, 500,000, get us half kilo heroin, sell drugs, do this, do that, party. That was all, you know, strip clubs. That was all, and
Lacey J saying that it's a rush, not thinking about it during the time, and that's understood. Um, but how was being incarcerated? I mean, not able to have your freedom. How about that? Like having that taken away from you and having to be confined and told what time you could go out, what time you could get up, what time you could eat. That by itself had to have been some kind of deterrent. Was that a deterrent for you?
yeah, that played that toll. But being incarcerated and stuff in America is like, okay, I'm from Camden, New Jersey. This one from Philadelphia. That one from Minnesota. That one from Brooklyn. This one, you know. So we'll be with our, you know, who is Crip, who is Latin Kings, who is Bloods, who is, you know, this and who is that, and you know, say who is Nazi, who is Aaron Hood, and you understand me. So while in jail is inside a jail, so you have to cater for what goes on in jail. You have to defend yourself in jail. You have to defend your brothers in jail. You have to defend your neighborhood in while it is you incarcerated. That is how, you know, jail is over there for me, like how it was for me.
But it's not a welcoming, it's not a welcoming place though. It's not a place that is a place that you want to go back to. It's more of a place that you would say, "Psst, nah." How did you feel like? I'm just trying to here's what I'm trying to gauge, right? I'm trying to gauge a deterrent factor if there were one. And I'm thinking jail or incarceration might be a deterrent factor. But you say no, it was not that. That did not deter you at any point.
Nah, that wasn't. mm, I was just trying to hold it down. I was just trying to be, you understand me? All right, all right. Take for instance, okay, you're born and grew up in the Bronx, right? You get sent to Rikers Island. Years a crip, wherever the case may be. While you in Rikers Island, you're not gonna be thinking about this and thinking about that, you're gonna be thinking about to be liming with your homies, smoking, extorting people, you know, slicing people's face and stuff like that. And while incarcerated, you thinking about how you gonna get jobs in prison, how having sex with the CEOs and stuff like that. You're not gonna be thinking about whatever happening. You're not gonna be thinking about those things.
Sorry, yeah. That was the US. Sorry guys, we having a problem with the audio, so I have to keep muting myself and then unmuting myself because for some reason I think that the software that we're broadcasting on have a problem. So we apologize for that, but I see you guys still um, definitely in there and following the story. Yeah. So Mark, that was the US. How did you now end back into Trinidad?
Okay, how it was 2000. It was 2006 June. I live in Camden. I was selling. I had a hundred bundles of heroin on me. That was a Tuesday. So the night before, it was a Monday. A prostitute. We went to a party, whatever the case may be. We end up sharing a porn in a car by me and whatnot the case may be. So the Tuesday now, I woke up. Selling when it says it's selling heroin and cocaine is two different things. Oh, crack is two different things. Heroin, the addicts and them is way different. So I woke up. I woke up like 6:45. That was the last time, 2006 June, when I saw my mom. She was coming downstairs going to work. Right? That was the last time I saw my mom and I saw my niece. And when I went to the block, third on Royden, that is Camden. When I went to the block, a prostitute asked me for four for four bags. That's $10. So that's $40. I had a hundred bundles on me. But I was dealing a girl on the block. Her name was Jasmine. So while I gave the prostitute the drugs, whatever the case may be, I ordered. Here was my order. I ordered three pancake, bacon egg, bacon. I mean bacon sausage and eggs and a coffee and a New York Times, right? And when I ordered that, I was waiting for it, and the young lady who I was dealing at that prior time, named Jasmine Santos, she was a Hispanic girl.
Hold on, hold on,
She
hold
had
on.
a.
Hold
Mhm.
on. Let me copyright it. Don't give names if you could. Don't give names. I appreciate if you don't identify anyone. But go ahead.
Okay, okay, yeah. I was dealing her, and she had a young kid, so I was asking her for the Pampers because the drugs now heroin. When the dogs come, they won't sniff it through the Pampers because the Pampers might have feces or my Pampers might have pee. So I was asking her for the Pampers, and a cruiser passed by. But when the cruiser passed by now, he see me sweeping up the young kid. I was like, that time when I was like 17, somewhere around there, And when he see me and he see me prostitute because I end up running the prostitutes and them now. And he end up stopping them up on Broadway and Pine. And when he stopped them on Pine, he interrogated them, whatever the case may be, and he come back and he end up arresting me. So when he arrested me now, I got locked up. I went downtown, Camden, get locked up, get processed, went to the county because I was 18 at that time, went to the county. When I went to the county now, they had a they had did they say a blue tape on your classification now, seeing that I wasn't a citizen. So when they put that tape on me now, I ended up spending a year and something, and the July the 26th at 2007, I ended up getting deported to Trinidad. So that's how I ended up coming back to Trinidad. I was deported. 10 years they give me 10 years because seeing that I was under 10 years, I ended up getting and to leave the country or whatnot the case may be, and then after 10 years I probably could come back home, so forth or so forth.
Right. Um, I hope you guys following the story. Let me get you guys back up to speed. Um, we're speaking here with Mark. Mark is sharing his story, and I want you guys to stick around because Mark is a completely changed individual. Now, all the things that Mark have done in his life, as I remember, I tell you from the beginning, life is not a freeway. No, life is hills and valleys, rough road, brick road. Sometimes you get gravel and bumps in the road. We all travel on this road of life, right? And just like when we travel on that road of life and we don't expect to be judged, I want to I want to implore that in all of you. Just listen to his story, pay attention, see what you could learn from it, and see what you could teach your kids from it, so that they in turn wouldn't make some of the same mistake that Mark has done. Mark is opening up himself to be judged because he's coming on here and sharing his story and saying how his life has changed. All right. And again, Mark, I thank you for doing that. So you're back in Trinidad now, Mark. Tell us about your first day seeing Trinidad. You're back now after so many years. Um, you had a choice. You could have said, "Well, boy, I wanna change my life. I wanna move in a positive light, or I wanna take over the streets now because I have all the I have like a freaking diploma from what I learned from New Jersey." What decisions did you make at that point when you got back to Trinidad?
Well, my first decision when I did like see Trinidad back then it was Pasa Pasa. I don't know if you remember Pasa Pasa back then. Yeah, it was Pasa Pasa back then. When I see Trinidad the first time, when I come back, let me rewind back that. When I was on the plane, they had me in handcuff. I was in Newark International. And there where I get deported from Newark International. And when I was on the plane, it hit me when I was over the coast of Trinidad. You see all the lights and stuff like that now. And it hit me like, wow, I really reached where I was going. I got deported. I really get sent back home. It hit me there. So now no one didn't know I was deported. No one. It had a guy who was being deported also for the second time, who was on the plane with me. That is how it is. I end up hitching a ride with him to come, you understand me, Sandy Grande, where I'm at, and the first place we stopped was on the Beatum. When we stopped on the Beatum, the guy who got deported, his friend and the girlfriend, whatever the case, picked them up from in Piaco International Airport, and we went on the Beatum, whatever the case may be. And he say he make the turner, and coming back up coming back up to Granny now, I saw what it was like and saw pasa, this and that and the third. And I end up by my aunt. So when I end up by my aunt now, I knocked on her door. She was marveled that what am I doing here? My whole family was in America. My dad was in America, my mother, my niece, my sister, and I was the only one in Trinidad. Them didn't even know. You understand? And when when that was in the night time and the daytime now, it was just it was just like saddening, like that type of way, like wow, I was just in America. Now I'm back home in Trinidad, you know. And my first day was, huh, it was okay to say, you understand me, but inside inside I lost everything.
Yeah. Um, Mavis wants to find out how are you treated by your family, your mother and your father, your family that was in the U.S. How did they treat you, knowing that now you were deported and sent back to Trinidad?
Well, as I say, mom, again, my mom is a praying woman and stuff like that. But I know if it is that I did stay in America, I would have been doing life, or I would have get a RICO charge, because in 2007, they indicted the feds, the DEA, the FBI, you understand me, the ATF, they swept, you understand me, New Jersey, and they did an indictment, and over 13 to 4, no, over 26 people got indicted, right? And my family, how my family treat me when it is I came home, my mom told me, well, you're back home now, look to change your life, whatever the case may be. But being young, dumb, you understand me, you didn't want to hear that, right? And you're relentless to your mother. You're not, I'm listening, that type of way. I wasn't trying to hear that. I was trying to, see where who was really my friend, like to send money for me, to send my clothes, to send, to show people how I was doing it, or to put on that persona, and like how it is I was doing it in America, right? I wanted the Timberlands, I wanted the Jordan, I wanted the Nikes, I wanted the LeBrons, I wanted, these things I wanted back home. And when I see my mom could not do that, my sister couldn't do that, that type of way, they did it the first 2 months and stuff like that. And after that, my extended family, they came, and it was just like, yeah, he just another worthless deportee, as they say. And as I just being realistic. That is how they treat me.
Guys, we're speaking here with Mark. Let's take a quick break at this point right here. And when we come back, we'll talk about some of Mark's immediate crime indictment in Trinidad and Tobago, and what he's doing now to promote to, to kids, young adults, to stay away from the streets. Don't move a muscle. We'll be right back. You're watching Right Along Live.
Hey, I got some good news for you. Looking for a passionate immigration lawyer with experience that spans over 2 decades? Someone trusted that served immigrant families just like yours? Well, look no more. Now you can benefit from her personal and professional experience. Diane Winter Funde. Schedule a consultation now and get assistance with your immigration journey. Specialize in adjustment of status, B1 business visa, B2 visitors visa, consular processing, deportation defense, naturalization, and more. Give us a call today at 813-815-3529. That's 813-815-3529, or online at winterimmigration.com. Attorney Diane Winter Funde. Law done differently.
Again, guys, we're back here and we're speaking here with Mark, and he's sharing his story with us. And again, life is hills and valleys, not a speedway. All right, keep that in mind. We all travel upon this road. Mark, a question that just came in. Someone wanted to know about entering Trinidad. Were you looked upon as a threat from the locals, or were you looked at in favor, like they love the fact that you was there, and now you could lead a certain fraction of past, like a lifestyle that you was living in New York, in New Jersey? How did they look at you when you got back in?
They ain't look at they nah. They look at me as a guy who was out there, and who come back to yard. As may say, they never looked at me as like no big this glorious. You understand me? guy or anything like that. Yeah, my life in America was more faster, right? And stuff like that. But them never looked at me, them never look at me as no big threat to anything like that. I was just normal to them.
And what did you what lifestyle did you get involved in Trinidad now? Who did you associate with, and what was some of the things that you find yourself doing?
Well, first to begin, I start smoking weed. I start smoking weed for the first time. Yeah, I start smoking weed, and I start eating chicken for the first time when I came back into 07. When I was living with my aunt and stuff like that, things was getting real tough for my aunt. She had money. She had 10,000 TT. I end up stolen that. I end up thieving that. I repented of it right now and stuff like that. God and some forgive me on that, so I could talk about it. And even though it's my past and God don't like, he forgiven me on it already. But it's a podcast, so I'm telling. I don't want to. I just want to be realistic and yeah. So I end up thieving my aunt 10,000, buying clothes, buying weed, and that's how it is I started to get fake friends. That's how I started, smoking weed, stole my aunt money, fake friends that come around, fake fake girls that come around, and that is how it lead up to, you understand me? Me
So I
doing
get
wrong.
uh Lacey J was asking how you support yourself. So I guess that was one of the ways you went around. You got in. Uh, you were robbing. You was robbing. You were living a fast life that way.
Yeah,
And I'm just I've always, right? I've always thought in my head, right, that when someone get into a life of violence, and that's probably because I don't really understand it too much, right? There is a point where there is a point where you say to yourself, this is my end game. This is how I'm gonna get out. I'm gonna get in this way, and I'm gonna do this, bam, 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 and boom, I'm gonna be out. Because if I did it for 4 years and I'm still alive, I'm probably ain't gonna be alive for the fifth year. So this is my out game. Did you have an end game? Did you know how this thing would have played out by getting involved and getting engaged in all this life of crime, life of violence?
yeah. I had it at end game, but you see, like my end game was I wasn't really touching. I wasn't really touching that 800,000 figure, that quarter million, that half a million figure. The most amount of money I ever saw in my life at one time was 2.5 million, right? But I wasn't really, you see, like touching that money because I really had an end game. I wanted my mother to have a house on the lake. You understand, my aunt? But I was going about it in the wrong way, right? I was going about it in a life of crime and affiliation with selling drugs, right? And heroin and stuff like that. And they say that if it is, they get a good 6 year with 100 kilo of heroin pure, you will have a fantastic life. You understand, man? And that was my end game. I was in Camden. It have blocks on every corner, like just like they have liquor stores on every corner. It have blocks on every corner, and I was like a pawn in that drugs game, that type of way. And I saw the vision of me, you understand, me coming out of it, but I wasn't really touching that type of that type of drugs to say like, right, I have 100 million, I could sit back on, or have a half a million, or whatever the case may be. I could reside to a different state or I wasn't seeing it. So at the end of the day, so and I had to go deeper in it. But I did have that, in mind.
Gail wants to know, did you ever thought about getting a job? Did you ever think about doing it the right way? As someone says, societal right way. Did they ever cross your mind?
Yeah, I used to work. I used to work Arawak, delivering chicken all around Trinidad and Tobago. I did painting, Mike Phillips. I did construction. I did all these sorts of things. But when you're doing that now, you're saying, wait, boy, I could be doing this. I doing this. Hard labor, hard cracking up. This hard. I went from, this is me thinking, I went from living this luxurious life. I went from, I don't know that type of way. Look how it is. I come back and I had to be suffering and work for the kid. I said, nah, I stopped work. I stopped work, and I being honest, I stopped work. You understand? I stopped work. Yeah, I stopped
And I
work.
guess,
I stopped work.
and it was just fast life after that. Now, you are currently. We saw the video earlier of you. You're in a wheelchair. Um, Something drastic happened at some point in time in your life. Something life changing happened to you. Tell us how you ended up in a wheelchair.
Okay, well, in 2009, 2010, I ended up relocating to Port of Spain in Trinidad here. And in Port of Spain, that life is way faster than up in the east-west corridor up here. And the guys in Port of Spain now, they were the head honchos of crime, because when on the block, like right now, as I'm talking right now, these guys not talking about finding job, them talking about enemies and how to kill. And these was the guys I used to sit wrong amongst, who want to kill this one. You understand, man? I even saw a guy kill a guy innocently because he was losing money in dice. You understand? So me living in Port of Spain, the life was faster. Is criminal, is deeper criminal activities, is deeper jobs, is parties, is girls, is renting of the cars. The same thing like in America. You understand me? So now I I I remember I come from the East West corridor, so I went down. So when it's a strange face around, females tend to flock to you. The fellas and them, you understand me? The fellas and them want you around because you're doing, you understand me? Because you want to prove a point to them that, you understand me? You're tough, you're macho, you understand? So that's how I was living in Port of Spain. So I had a lady friend, a hairdresser friend that I knew, chains and whatnot the case in a way, and I ended up lending her one of my chains to go a christening. So when I lent her the chain to go to christening now, and she was bringing it to me, a guy who I knew from the same block, from the same place I was, end up snatching it from her. So when it is he snatched it from her now, I end up beating him up. I beating him up badly and stuff like that. So when I beat him up badly, I broke hand and stuff like that. This was in 2010. I think it was November. Yeah, November. Yeah. Beat him up and stuff like that. Real bad and stuff like that in front of his mom and stuff like that. And 4 years after, he hold me in mind. So let me give you the the the, the, the week of January the 17th of 2014, from the Thursday, which was the 16th. I guess, to 2017. this 17th of January come here will make it 7 years I'm in this situation. So while I get a phone call, I had a lady friend, a nurse friend of mine. I had sex with her, whatever the case may be, but I was dealing a next girl. Her boyfriend used to beat her and stuff like that. And when it is her boyfriend beat her, I do promote guys hitting women and stuff like that. I do not promote that. So me and she was talking and stuff like that. And when we was talking, she started throw back thing in my face because I was incarcerated and all. When I met her and stuff like that, I was incarcerated. She used to come and visit me and stuff like that. So she started throw back things in my face. So she asked me for $2,000. I said, well, all right, I'll give you, I can't give you 2,000, I could give you 1,500. So she said, okay, whatever the case may be, meet her in Europe. I said, all right. So the Thursday now, I had sex with the girl. Friday, I just jump up out of my bed. I just jump up, went out, play way. I went 11 for $40. I was selling weed. But before that now, when I came out, when I came out 2013, November the 21st, I've been incarcerated down here. I told myself, I said, Marky, forget the tongue life, forget the street life, change your life. Come back up into the east-west corridor and forget about that crime life. You understand, man? Forget about it. And that's how it is. I say, I go and change my life. My grandmother had a lengthy conversation because I had cell phones and stuff like that while I was incarcerated, even though it's prohibited to have cell phone and whatnot. The case may be, still breaking the rules, And I was, uh, she used to come and see me, whatever the case may be. And how it is I met her, I just dial a wrong number at night, and me and she was talking and whatnot the case may be, and she ended up falling in love with me and whatever I love that and whatever the case may be. And when I come home now, we was to be together. We was to, you understand me, have a family because her man was beating her and stuff like that. So the January now, when I went to meet her, I wake up the morning, went and gamble, then went and gamble. My cousin, who was living here at this point in time, she said, Marky, no, she didn't call me Marky, she said Russian because that was my street name, Russian. She said Russian. That is how women have here. Why do finish smoking the weed and calm down myself and then go for the woman? I say me say do not me cook the bacon pumpkin for me because that was I can cook, right? So I was used to buy this stuff and she used to cook it and things for me. So she said that is how woman is have you. I say me say do not me. So I saw my uncle and all too. I never drink. I used to smoke. I never used to drink and stuff like that. He tell me he know I won the mark, so he said buy again his friend and he would give my a weed because I didn't want to just sell my smoke my weed. So I took the weed from him, whatever the case may be. He said, but where did you going? I said, man, stand at me, I go and meet my woman. Right? I said, I go and meet my woman. I coming back now. And I left after 10, Friday, the 17th at 2014. And when it is I leave now, I went period, then meet the girl, whatever the case may be, and I end up seeing the guy who I beat up in 2010. And when I see him now, I was going to purchase a record CD because I don't like soca music. It's only rap music because remember I grew up in America. And when grew up in America, it's rap and stuff like that. We don't know about no soca music. It's either reggaeton, Hispanic music, or you understand me? Rap, gangster rap, or however you want to, you understand me, put it. So while in Europe now, I met him. I bought two cigarettes, one for me and one for my driver. He said, but sit down and eat something now. I said, nah, my cousin making bacon pumpkin for me. I'm going back home just now, whatever the case may be. And I end up crossing the road to go across to the sugar and stand with the guy was selling the CDs and stuff like that. If anybody know sugar stand in Europe. But me now, I know Europe on Fridays always have police, right? So I say, man, everything will be all right, whatever the case may be. When I saw the guy now, so we seen Russian, I said, I hear him. I said, we seen the cassava, I said, beat him, I say, Cassava Messe Bita Messe, Rasta City all the way because that is the name of the gang I wasn't affiliated with, Rasta City. And knowing that I don't know him as no gunman. I know him as a snatcher, snatching people chain and stuff like that. So he asked me what it is I'm doing here. I said I'm waiting for a young lady. So the next guy he was with say, well, he moved from here now. So them end up going and I end up going about my way. So when I went going about my business now, I asked the guy, I say, yes, so I have my request CD. This is in one motion, eh? Sir, this is in one motion, eh? When he handed me taking all the request CD from on the thing now, I see the room get dim and I see them duck. So I taking on my shades. So it's in one motion. He handed me the CD, he reaching to the CD rack to take out the CD. I take it off my shades. And I just saw the room get dim and I saw he duck. So I say, wait, is he duck for? When I turn wrong, I saw the guy that who I beat up pointing the gun at me. I didn't know I did already get shot. When I turn wrong, I can feel nothing from my lower waist. Can feel nothing. The gun did already jam and stuff like that. And the spad moment, I didn't see my light flash in front of me. I didn't see nothing like that crazy. I just slumped to the ground. So while me slumping to the ground now, outreach, I thinking in my normal state. Wow, there's how my mother going and read about me. I dying on the street like a dog. There's how she going and read about me. And I just say, Lord Father God, if it is you remember me today, if it is I die here today, remember me in paradise. I said that 4 times. So 4 times I say that. And why did I say that 4 times now? The guy who I beat up, the next guy who was with him, took the gun from him. And he was trying to fix it because it was jam and he was trying to fix it. And when he was trying to fix it now, my hand was out of reach. And he telling the guy who I beat up telling the next guy, make sure and shoot me in my head. Make sure and shoot me in my head. And by that time I say, Lord Father God, if it is I die here today, remember me in paradise. And it never God intervened at that specific time. And my guardian angel was there. God took that bullet for me. God jammed that gun for me at that spot at that time. Because why? My mother is a praying soul. And God intervened. And why it is God intervening now, them end up robbing me, take my money wherever the case may be, hijacking a car, and went in about the merry way. And when it is they went about the merry way now, my phone in my pocket ringing off. My driver still waiting for me. The girl on her way coming. You understand? I never answer my phone. All I was feeling dehydrated. I wanted water. And you know when it is, I know I was in dangerous trouble is when the guy who I was purchasing the CD from stepped over me, walked over me, like literally. I was lying down, trying to get up, and he walked over me. I couldn't feel, right? And after that, like 5 minutes after that, the police come. But before that, people start taking pictures and all them things with the blackberry and pushing up in my face and whatever. And I asking people for some water to drink and stuff like that. And a man telling me no, don't give him no water, don't give him no water, don't give him no water. Right? And I want to bring this part to you to people. Like when it is you have a car accident or whatever the case may be, the paramedics will come and they'll put you on a stretcher and they were aligned, they were putting the neck brace on you to align, you understand me? Your neck and whatever the case may be. They never do that with me. The police and them just come, who's the victim? And they just throw me in the back of the sword car or the cop car per se. And somehow I feel Mount Up is responsible for me being, you understand me, differently able today. But God knows best. Because after my surgery, I spent 14 hours in surgery. 4 doctors end up having to operate on me that Friday, right? And when I come out of surgery, I used to see my toes moving. I could go on and on, but I know you had to say something, so I
Yeah,
just,
yeah, no, no. Um, I'm caught up in the story. I'm caught up in the story, especially at the point where you could have been dead because they were out to get you. If that gun didn't jam, you would not have been able to be here to even tell the story. So you were protected at that time by a higher force. Hence the reason why you did not die. But you did sustain severe injuries. Severe injuries. Tell us about the injuries that you sustained from that gunshot.
well, let me take it back. Let me take it back. Before I reach to that part, let me tell you how it is always wise to say a prayer while you're in your car before you step out your house and everything like that. The week before I get shot, right? The week before I get shot, remember I tell you I was selling drugs and whatever. I had a block in Dabity. I had a partner who used to sell weed and stuff for me in Dabity. And I went down there, it was a Friday, against my Sabbath again, because I was doing a lot of things prohibited unto God. And God, he's such a forgiving God. Eh? I, Lord, this, Lord, I real sorry, God. You know, sorry, I just getting emotional. Mr. Junior, forgive me, I getting emotional. You know, I real sorry about this, God. Forgive me, God. Even though I repented of my sins, talking about it, I still have to repent about it again. Because that Friday, it was his Sabbath, right? My Sabbath and whatever the case may be. And it had a guy, then a guy on the wheel. He was on a wheelchair, and he asked me. He said, "Sola." He was on the pavement. He said, "Sola." He wasn't that, but he said, "Sola, you could just push me onto the to the to the road, please." So I ended up pushing him onto the road. So I say that to highlight it that if I didn't have that guy in a wheelchair, the week prior to me being shot, I probably would have been dead today. I didn't know that, you understand me? That was my destiny. The guy, because as fast as he roll off, is as fast as it come off my mind. I never encountered a person on a wheelchair before before him. I didn't know about people being paralyzed and stuff like that, right? And that Friday, when it is a Friday again, when it is I get shoot, I wake up. Wait till I wake up on my mind. Money and having sex with this young lady, and I never even prayed before I leave the house. I never say I pray. I never say I just brush my teeth, get up, change my clothes, you understand me? Play with, went and get the devil money, you understand me? And end up, you understand me, being shot and whatever the case is. So now, passport to your question now, and me being this way and stuff like that. Me being differently able and being severed and whatever the case may be. I end up getting shoot 2 inches away from my heart, and the bullet end up go down. As in the video say, it broke three of my ribs, punctured my lungs, whatever the case may be. And dealing with a T10 and T12 cholesterol um, injury like this, it will take a toll on anybody because I was young. I was in normal prime of my life. Everything come down. My life just changed in one split of a moment, not a second, a moment. My life changed. When I woke up in a hospital, the 18th of January, when I woke up in a hospital and I said I had on Pampers, I had catheter, my belly was bust down. Like I had staples inside. I had 42, 40, either 42, 62 staples in and out my belly. And when I opened my eyes and I had chewed up my mouth and my nose, I had an IV vein. I had an IV right here. That if it is a going to shock, they could reach to my heart far quicker now. You understand me? So I had to put an IV in my neck, right? And I saw myself And I looked down and they had the thing with the spoon on your hand to take your pressure and stuff like that on my foot and the thing on your finger on my toes. And I opened my eye like this and I opened my eyes and I saw a couple of my family members. I saw my friend, a close friend, whatever the case may be. I didn't, I didn't fathom that I was paralyzed. I thought, well, that would have been, yeah, well, I guess shoot, whatever the case may be, and that would have been it.
And when did you know that you were actually paralyzed?
3 years into me being this way, 3 years being into me being into this, yeah, I say, well, yeah, Mark, you're really paralyzed. From me seeing, I don't know if I just have to use like profanity or anything, but I don't curse, but like tutoring down myself, peeing down
Yeah.
myself, having no control of my blood and no control of my bowels. You understand me? It took a toll on me. I went into a depression state. Here, I lost so much of blood. I lost 16 to 18 pints of blood because I was bleeding. I was bleeding in internally. And I was bleeding inside, right? And the blood is still inside of me. Whatever the case may be, it lodged between my kidney and my liver. And when I seen that family is not whoever they say they is, I ain't seen no friends calling on me. I went for my phone ringing 18 to 20 times different people a day to when my phone not even ringing at all. That is how it is. I know, you understand, my pilot when it's like taking them trips to the hospital, to the health center, to, you understand, to change catheter at this young age, you know, that is when it hit me like, yeah, Mark, you're really paralyzed. You really shit up yourself this time. But to God be the glory that you're still alive, you still have life, and you have it more abundantly. You wasn't here to die. God have a plan for your life. And God's still using me. And God, you understand me, will use me miraculously to get to these youth's heart. That's all it is. I want to win souls for the kingdom of God, as I tell him, Mr. Junior. That's what it is I want to do right now.
Wow. Um, I I could have I could have basically just let you go on and tell your whole story because it's captivating the life that you live. It sounds like a movie. You live that life, and now it totally changed. And at a point in time where all the friends that well the so-called friends, the people and them who said that they were your friends, they're nowhere to be found right now. Like my grandmother used to say, friends go take you there, but then taking you back. And you waste so much time, you use so much time in your life trying to impress these people who don't give a shit about you, who don't give a damn about you. They don't call you no more, they don't come and visit you. I bet you they don't even come and visit you and pull and bring you something to eat.
Friend, who I see? Mr. Junior, who I see? Friend gone, woman gone, family not whoever they say, you understand what there is. Friend, I never seen a friend in my situation. Everybody, yeah, it will be okay. It will be all right. When I was shitting down myself, when it is I peel on myself, when it is I was going to hospital to change catheter, who friend I see? All who are trying to impress, all the understand who I was doing this party and this whatever the case maybe was lit back then. With them now, who come to even bring a little fruit for me and say, well, yeah, well, let me go and check Mark, or let me go and check Roshan, let me go and check my so-called dog, my so-called partner. When we was hitting them streets when we was in a turn. No, who are you see? Who? Nobody. Man will fail, woman will fail, but God will never fail you. Your father and mother will forsake you. And I see that right now. Imagine my own father wished and tell me that he wished I was dead. But to God be the glory. I just always tell people I don't have an earthly father, I have a heavenly father. I have a heavenly father. And me being in this situation, Mr. Junior, I will tell anybody, any youth, whoever think that, you understand me, you think that your partner and them riding with you now, which in my situation, or get a limb cut off, or get this, or get, you understand me? And see who for you, see who coming them hospital. Was my lowest point in my life? When I was laid up in them hospital bed dealing with my bed so. My bed so was this deep, 4 inches, and sees no one. No one come out that bed, my bedside when I was in them hospital. Them lonely nights when it was fever in the hospital. Is nurses and them used to be checking on me. Mark, you all right? And I told somebody the other day, last week when I was crying and thing before I had my mama because I was depressed. You understand? I was depressed. And I tell somebody, I say, boy, right now I wish I could spend 3 weeks in the hospital. Die to tell you how lonely I am, you know, and I to tell you how it is I don't get that morally support or have, you understand me? That family bond or that family support. I don't have it. You understand me? Them lonely nights in them hospital and them lonely days in the hospital. I would tell any man or you or young lady, you think you understand me, your friend with you now, huh? Line up in them hospital, go in the hospital and see if it is you really see who your friends is, or you understand me, be in a position like me, or they'll come to visit you. Imagine if it is I have to go to the hospital now. I have to pay my own uncle $60 to drop me to the hospital. If it is my father, I have to go and do something, I have to pay. This is the life I live, but
Do you
to God be the
how
glory.
do you Mark, how do you take care of yourself now? Who take care of you? How do you make money? How do you survive?
Well, I do have an income. The government is giving me. I thank God for the government. The government is giving me disability, which is $2,000. And here it is how this $2,000 is required. It have a lady who does come and clean my bed so for me Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I give her $1,000. I just take all my ties on off friend. I just buy and I have to buy stuff for my bed so elementary and them thing on them is money, you know. I have to buy bleach. I have to buy because I don't have a bathroom, personal bathroom, as you see in the video, wherever the case may be. I have to buy vests. I have to buy these sorts of things. And $2,000 not cutting it, but I'm still thankful. There's some people who don't. I'm still thankful. I'm still thankful to the Most High God, and I'm still thankful to the government. There are people who way worse off than me, and I'm still thankful to the Most High. And anybody who understand me, strangers, anything that helped me or anything like that, I'm most grateful. I'm most thankful.
Yeah, you mentioned to me earlier today that you wanted to, you know, start doing graphic, videos, but you needed an assistant, you needed a computer because you really wanted to do something positive. Um, and I'm gonna reach out to friend of Trinidadian friends, anybody, friend of humanity that's out there that could help you with that. Because I I see again. I'm not judging you. You live your life. You did a couple things that, as you said in your video, probably is not welcoming by your parents or by society. You did a couple things in life that probably you're not very proud of, but everybody did things in their life that they're not proud of. You see the light, you change, and you want to go positive. You're in this position right now. You got a rude awakening, a serious rude awakening. And I see that you're really truthful and faithful to go into that path, you know. So I want to reach out to anyone. We're gonna see what little we could put in. Still say they're getting an echo. What little we could put in to assist. Um, but I think that getting you that computer so you could do your graphic, do your videos and things like that is something that that would be good for you to keep you active. So reaching out to anyone that wants to assist, um, to reach out to you directly. What information do you have that you could put out there if people wanted to get in touch with you to hear more of your story or to just assist?
Well, first and foremost, I want to thank you, Mr. Junior, for bringing me on your platform again to tell my story, and to anybody who want to reach out to me. I don't have no GoFundMe or anything like that. I don't have no bank account because my dad he would take my dad is 65 and he's getting long in age and stuff like that. So the hustle and bustle for him right now is is hectic and he don't have no car, whatever the case may be. If you will want to assist me or want to hear more of my story, you can contact me at 1-868-364-3132. That number again is 1-868-364-3132. And what it is I really want, yeah, I have a mattress here, a bed here, 6 years now, and this bed, and there were a hole in it, right? I don't know if you can see, yeah, there's my bed there. There were a hole in the sink. There's my hand. There's where I take off the light and stuff with there's my little room where I can see it and stuff like that. You know, that is why I just use the bed. I can't bed right now because I have a bed somewhere, but the case may be and stuff like that. Bucket I just use. But if you're the reason why it is that one day the a laptop, may say, and as my MacBook Pro, to say is to do podcasts, to go on YouTube and tell my story, to do seminars, and to get to touch young guys' hearts and stuff like that. If I in a room of 100 people, if I touch one person by me telling my story, I am grateful for that. You understand me? So that is why I really I'm interested in wanting this laptop because I want to go back. I want to do some online classes. As I say again, I never graduated from no Harvard. I never went Oxford. I never went Yale. I never went to. But I ended up God is in control of every situation, and He sees it fit that right now, if I get this laptop, whatever the case may be, I will use it as a vessel unto Him to win souls with my story and my testimony. That is all I'm trying to do right now. I'm trying to go back to school, go back to and what did I wanted to be when I was younger? I wanted to be an architect and build like websites and stuff like that, and graphic design and that's what I wanted to do. So if it is I get this laptop, if it is anybody generous to help me get this, fund me. I just looking for one person or two-person, whatever the case may be, to put up to fund me that laptop. You understand me? I will be indebted to you all for the rest of my life, but God will bless you all tremendously, and I will sacrifice my out of my disability and whatever the case may be, and give you all back your money, wherever the case. But I just want one person to see my dream, to see my vision, and invest in me. Yes, I know I have done wrong thing in the sight of God and in the sight of humanity, but at the end of the day, God is the last judge, and God will judge me. I sure my name is written down in the book of life, and I want to have life and have more life more abundantly. And I repent of all my sins, and I want everybody to know that the kingdom of God is at hand as we speak. That is what it is. I just want, and I'm just so thankful to everyone, each and every one of you, and you, Mr. Junior, to say, and your producer, to for reaching out to me, or whatever the case may be. And I just, as I say again, I just want one or two people to take that step and invest in me and help me out, and I will understand me. Try my best to refund the thing by helping other people and stuff like that with my story and my testimony and stuff like that. To God be the glory.
Thank you so much, Mark. Um, Mark, we're gonna reach out to you. We'll make that change. We'll do whatever we can on our end to ensure that you get that computer so that you could reach people and teach people with your amazing story. And if anyone out there that's watching that wants to support, um, give Mark a call. You have his number. You could call him directly. The number is 868-364-3132. That's 868-364-3132. Call Mark and whatever way you could help would be really appreciated, and you will be forever blessed. Mark, once again, thank you, my brother, and we will absolutely keep in touch.
Yeah, I highly appreciate it, Mr. Junior. And thanks again for your platform, and thanks for your viewers for listening to my story.
All right, absolutely. Guys, let's take another quick break. And when we come back, I'll do my quick little wrap up. Don't go nowhere. We'll be right back. Watching Ridelaong live.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You gotta be firm in this time, son.
Yeah, I gotta say thank you guys for watching. That was a story. That was a story. That was a story. And that's why I tell everybody, don't judge people because you don't know their story. You don't know their story. You don't know their struggle. You don't understand their struggle. All Mark wants to do right now, as he told me in the pre-interview, all he wants to do right now is reach people with his story, touch people, change lives. Now think about it, right? If Mark's story were able to impact 10 youths, young people in the community, think of the change that would make, right? 10 youths, 10 parents that possibly would not live through the same reality of having their child either shot or dead. I mean, or in a wheelchair for the rest of their life. Countless cousins and aunties and family members. So when you impact 10 individuals, you're actually impacting like about 100 or 1,000 because it's all extended in the community and family. And that's what Mark wants to do, you know. Mark wants to reach. He said, if you reach one person, one youth, he have done his job, preventing them from making the same mistake that he made by going out on the street and doing the things that he did. Mark want to reach people with his story, and I think that we should facilitate and assist in helping him reach to that milestone. It's a touching story, man. Anybody that hear Mark's story, it's not an invitation. It's not an invitation that say, yeah, I'll yeah, it seemed like he went on a joyride. Nah. Before you pick up that gun, before you pick up that drug for the first time, think about all the things that he went through. Think about everything that he went through. That's why I say I wanted every parent to watch this program. I wanted every child, every young adult to watch this program. And even if they don't watch it now, I want them to go back and watch the story. Someone said earlier while I was doing it, I got a text and they said, so what? You guys are now endorsing and promoting gangster. It's nothing about promoting gangster life. You missed the whole entire story. If your takeaway is that we're promoting gangster life and endorsing his lifestyle and the people that he beat up and the people that he, yes, that was not good, and we're not endorsing that. The reality at the end, the reality of it, the touching reality, and where he is right now, and how his life has transformed right now is what's the important factor. So no, we are not endorsing or promoting gangster life. We're promoting people that have evolved with a story to tell and want to reach others with their stories so that the others don't make the same mistake as they do. That's what it's all about. Share your story. As we see on Ride Along Live, everyone have a story to tell. Sorry for the echo and the audio problems earlier, guys. I don't know what the system is. And Lacey J, it's not my computer. We're using a central platform. It don't reside on my computer. I got my computer fixed. Everything is fine on my end. Is a platform, and I think they've been having some errors today, and that's why you guys been hearing the echo. So I had to go between muting myself and unmuting Mark when he speak, and that's what I was doing when you guys wasn't hearing me for a while. So that's what was happening. Hopefully the platform fixed their problems. Transformational lifestyle. Thanks for sharing. Great information. It's the shades. I'm gonna show you guys, right? I'm gonna show you guys what the shades look like. In fact, trust me, that shades it makes everything very, very bright. It's not a shades actually. I'll show you guys what it looks like on this end. Take a look. Look.
You gotta be firm in this time, son. You gotta be strong in this time, son. I'm a survivor. I will survive, and I'm a firm believer.
Yeah, it's like a 3D. You guys see, like it's a 3-dimensional thing, right? It's not a regular shade. It actually sees everything in a different light. You see? You see what I'm saying? It's a magic shade. So it's not a shade. It's not a style shade. It brightens up my whole life. I feel like I'm in Disney World or something. Thanks again for watching, guys. Thanks for being a part of our program today, and thanks for Mark for sharing his story. Thanks for all of our team at Ride Along Live. Lois JJ for finding the story and making sure that we take the time out today to anti-COVID shades that we could share the story here today. Thanks to Mo, DN Fraser, Gail, Kibbs, everyone at Team Ride Along, guys. Peace out. Thanks again. Catch me tomorrow. Anyone that wants the psychic reading, all they gotta pay for that, dying free. Peace out, guys. See you tomorrow. Bye bye. Tomorrow, immigration with Fun Day. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.
You're constantly thinking of food, but sometimes you just don't want to cook or want something a little different. That's when you call Tasties, preparing meals that you really love. Tasties, our mouth-watering food, would have you coming back every day. But hold on, we only prepare meals Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for now. Call early because we have a lot to serve and we would love to serve you. Tasties, we prepare the meals you love to eat. From macaroni pie to baked chicken, provision dumpling and saltfish, stewed chicken, curry chicken, baked chicken, rice and peas, salads, and more. Please call for daily menu. Call 425-0624 or 403-0411. You can pick up your meals from us or we deliver to you. Tasties, food that's delicious.
Still, yo, just show me some strength. No weakness, show me a lot more. Strength, no weakness, show them who we are. Strength, no weakness, show me a lot more. Everybody strength, no weakness, show them who we are. And when you're old, your enemies, they must tremble. Your enemies, they must tremble. Yo, and when you're old, everything have to humble. Everything have to humble.